Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar, Day Trader Radio for this week's Kick-Ass Trade of the Week. Now, I started back with the Kick-Ass Trade segment just last week. I actually started it up because I was starting to, send out some material to Mr. Topstep, which we're big followers of here, so we're adding a few of our features onto their site. And, Kick-Ass Trade was one of the original concepts I came up with years ago off of my watch list. It was usually a freebie that went out to the public that went out there, but it was a good one. It wasn't just anything. It was one of the best setups. It was the kick-ass trade that if you had one shot and you could only take one stock and you had one chance, that was the theory behind the kick-ass trade. So basically I try to bring the game on when we do see these setups. So we're going to continue on with that series today with the next one. But before that, I also put out a couple more videos with Mr. Topstep the week before, and that was basically based off the stochastic divergence setup, the pure stochastic divergence, which I pointed out that we saw here in AEM, the gold sector, and actually in some of the basic materials too. So we're going to go back and see how actually that worked out, and just to review back towards the that video and what a stochastic divergence is. It's basically the stock or the index that you're following here makes a lower low, but the stochastics make a higher low. We start to see the divergence between the momentum here shift, as so we already see the momentum is shifting, and that is the key to knowing that a reversal is about to happen. Even though the stock is making new lows, it's even better, and that's what happened. So we announced that, and from that point on, we that trade worked out great. And this is what it really went out on the HPS watch list. When it does go out, it does go out with the buy zones and the profit zones, and you can see how this performed. This was this, and you can see we pushed right up into our profit zone, and alerts went out, and we took profits on that. But a really good example of the stochastic divergence playing out there. It also played out on Gold Corp GLD, which we had a higher low. Very close to making a lower low here. It was really a W pattern, but either way, I felt very comfortable with the W pattern playing out and the call stochastic here. So all these things leading up to a breakout of here, and understand that even if this is a double bottom, it's good. So we had this trade on, and we took that profit off of that. And then, of course, the SLW, very similar setup, but a little bit different. And we took profits in that today. So all those divergences really worked out. And I just wanted to point out that this week, stochastic divergence is appearing in U.S. Steel. Last week, we started taking that bigger position in U.S. Steel. And it's based off of this recognizable pattern. A higher low here being put in here on the stochastics. And again, we're right on that lower trend line. Everything looks quite good here. This is a stock that does not perform well. And it is a weighted down stock, and it does not get many rallies. But so if we see this setup here play out, you're going to have a lot of confidence going forward in the stochastic divergence setup. Right now, it seemed to be moving back up, and we're going to see if we get that follow through, and possibly even out of this pattern back up a little bit further. So that's going to come up next week. So let's go into now the kick-ass trade for this week, and it is, and I announced this earlier, EMC. Now, EMC is just a classic, a lot of people look at this as a wedge. A wedge pattern more has an angle of a steeper angle on the lower trend line too. It's more of this one has a little flatter, and I wouldn't put so much into that wedge pattern. I would still recognize those pivot areas and probably bring that one out to here and bring this one to here. And still, understand that this pattern is a compressing pattern and typically breaks out opposite direction where it's going in the 65 to 75% range of the pattern. So if this is 0 and this is 100, this would be 50% of that pattern. This would be about 75% of that pattern, just like it did here. And this is when you usually get that move up. And from this point on, you extend this trend line, and it usually gives you a good recognizable pattern. In this case, it seems to go up here, but you know what? What I'm going to do is keep it here, and we see a retracement right back to it. So the retracement has already come into play. The daily is turned over. We've already retraced a lot on this, and the 60-minute chart now is really giving us that beautiful flag. We're hugging that trend line. We have a pivot area here, and we've been hugging this trend line. We're oversold on the 60. We were oversold on the 5. earlier today, right at the end of the day, and we popped a little. But at the 16-15 minute, we're both oversold, and this was definitely a multiple time frame entry right here. So from this point on, I feel that was a great entry zone. I still think that the most of the risk is out of this play, and you're going to move right back up here. So that's why this one is a kick-ass trade of the week. If we want to see the kick-ass trade of the week, what we have on it is a HPS setup, which is part of the HPS site, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about another 10 setups that equal this setup on the watch list for this week. So again, trying to give you the best of the best, but you want more of that, I'll show you to you. This is what you're going to see. I'll bring this up here, EMC. Go to my watch list here, and I'll bring this over here. And this is again our buy zone, 24 to 24.50. We're right in that buy zone. Stop up here, down here in 23.20. It's really a breakdown of that large bar, expansion bar. But that's a tricky area. I don't think we're coming down anywhere near that, but it's good to have that defined out there. And we're ready to rock on this one. This is exactly what the setup is. And I would say Monday, Tuesday should be a critical day on this. If you don't see the move Monday or Tuesday, then I'd see what's triggering this market. All right, so that's the kick-ass trade of the week. There's another one out there that's equal in stature, but we'll talk more about that on the show. And I hope everyone enjoys these videos. I'm DayTraderRockStar for DayTradingRadio.com, and I'll see you in the markets.